This song, like all our songs, are dedicated to
Today's,
children.
what is today? Today's February 5th, and my goal is to get one more person today for my YouTube. I guess bring up 55 this year. Around 10 or 6, I knew I was in trouble when not one person wanted to speak. Anyway, in walked Angela, sitting right here, beautiful. Actually, you're really beautiful.
Thank you.
You're really lovely. You have really good energy. And so I just heard her. She just started talking. She's been coming around here for a while. I guess she gets about an hour to get here, or something like that.
Yeah.
About an hour to get here. So
Yes,
that's pretty intense. Anyway, I heard her talking to her, why she went raw and some of the things that's happened to her, and I just kind of, whoa, this woman has to speak, to share. Okay, you're on.
So, I started cooking as a chef many years ago, but I recently started doing chronic foods for serving chronic people with chronic diseases. And I myself am a diabetic. And I was seeking to get healthier because I was on about 5 different insulins. I was on 2 other pills being in recovery from an insulin, like one to cover for my kidneys, one to cover for my cholesterol, one to cover for my heart to keep my blood thin. And I was like going from spending $5 a month to almost $200 a month in supplies. Wow. And it was like really like crazy. And meanwhile, I was having reactions from the medication. So then I was getting depressed. I was putting on weight. And then from that whole thing, I was going through mood swings. So I was like, you know what, this is not working. So I was talking with doctors. I fired a couple of endocrinologists, and nobody was helping me, and nobody had information. And I know the information was out there. So I started looking up these lifestyle centers, and I ended up coming across one out in South Dakota, Black Hills Health and Education Lifestyle Center. So before I went, I gave it to God, and I said, all right, I went off my medication 2 weeks before, and I said, all right, we're either going to make this walk, or you're going to show me how I'm going to make the walk with the medication. It's got to be one way or another. And he knows me so well. He knows how much of an extremist I am. So I went out there, and first day, well, actually in the flight, because they didn't serve food on the flight.
Your blood sugar, what was before you went out there?
Before I went out there, the top number had been 465. Wow. The day I got there, when I took it, because I had gotten really like sick from the flight, I couldn't even deal. The first thing they did was give me a Russian steam bath, and this is natural hydrotherapy that anybody can do right at home. It was 3:30, and I was like, all right. So they gave me the Russian steam bath, and the next day I was going to go see the doctor. Meanwhile, my last meal was at 2 o'clock that day, and I was thinking to myself, how am I going to make it? You know what I mean? I had to wait till 7:30 the next morning to eat. So, being crazy, I'm going through all the refrigerators and all this stuff at the place, and I couldn't find nothing but water and tea, okay? So, next day, I go to the doctor, and they take all my labs, they take everything. And anyway, they suggested that I start by fasting with green juices.
Okay.
Okay? And so the first day was 3:30. That evening, there was a scientist on my team as well. They insisted that I take activated charcoal and a glass of water, a heaping teaspoon, stir it really firmly. Whole idea about this activated charcoal is that it absorbs toxins. So any loose glucose that was running around in my bloodstream, that would suck it out. So the next morning when I got up and took my blood sugar, it dropped 50 points. It continually dropped for the next 5 days. I was only supposed to go start on this fast for 3 days. But I wanted to really see if I could get my sugar in this lower range, okay? So on the 3rd day now, the sugar was about like, it was like 153. So as I noticed that the last couple of days, it was dropping like lower, meaning like it would only drop by 20 points. But anyway, on the morning of the 5th day, I woke up and took my blood sugar, and it was 110. From there, in order to start eating food again, I had to eat raw. And so, being introduced to this raw food, I loved it. And I continually ate raw food. All right. My blood sugar stabilized.
Diabetes type 2 went away?
I'm type 2.
Type 2 went away completely?
Went away, stabilized.
Right.
At like 110, 113. This is in 5 days. I only stayed at the program in 20 days. My triglycerides got in check. My cholesterol dropped 64 points. I went from being a heart risk patient at 2.35 to not being one at all at 0.97. I continually take the activated charcoal like 4 days out of a week. At night, as my last thing, I eat 2 raw meals a day.
Right.
Okay, breakfast at 7:30, lunch either between 2 and 6. I don't eat past 6. I drink plenty of water. And the thing is, when I took my lab results back to the doctor, and I showed her the first lab results, then I showed her the ending lab results 20 days later, and she was like, that's not possible. You can't do that, you know? Then even where I work in hospice care. I deal with people who are surviving with AIDS. And the dietitian and the nutritionist at my place, I told her, I said, yeah, well, I went completely off meat, I went completely raw. Well, as a diabetic, you won't get your protein. I said, yeah, I'm getting plant digestible protein, not meat protein. I said, why would I want to eat another species? And why would my body assimilate another species,
That's right.
meat, when it doesn't have those kind of enzymes to attack that? And I said, and then on top of it, most of the way people eat meat, it's all overcooked, so it's already dead. Your body can't break it down. It ends up staying in your colon, it ends up staying in your body, and those things, you know, they continually over time age you, make you sicker. And one other thing I want to tell you about, feeding yourself is not just about what you put in your mouth. It's about what you put in your ears, what you put in your eyes, who you surround yourself with, the energy around you, the way you react to what you are dealing with. If you react in a negative way, your body sends out a certain kind of signal to your body, okay? And all of a sudden you go into stress mode. In the same way as if you deal with something that makes you really happy and perky, it sends out endorphins and you get really happy.
Every moment is a moment of love.
It surely is. It's an opportunity to practice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's up to you. And
Right,
you know
right.
what you fixate on is what you're going to be bound by. And I will say that experience has changed my life. Like what I thought I knew, you know, I might have knew some things, but I was still disconnecting because I was rationalizing negative behavior and expecting positive results. and you can't do that. It's like, you know, like I can lay down with all the fleas and then I'm not going to come up with scratches and bites and itches. You know what I mean? I'm so above that. And that's not the way it is. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I go out, I want to tell this to people because I want my life to stand.
Right.
That this can happen. And when I got back to my job, they looked at me, my one cook, she was like, God, you got 3 shades lighter. I lost about 15 pounds. I lost 2 inches off my waist.
Yeah, and look beautiful too.
I mean, you know what?
Very
I am
yeah.
one of the happiest.
Yes.
Like, you know, the other day, I want to add this to it, and then I did this exercise program. So the other day, I was getting ready to go into this situation that was a negative situation. Now, I was already scared myself up to be nasty about it, right? I slipped down the hill and fell. My leg went straight up behind me, bent behind me. You know, I got up and I was one of the gratefulest people that you could ever imagine. Let me tell you why I was grateful. Because all the exercise I did while I was away at that 20-day program made me so flexible that I'm here to tell you, 2 days ago, my ankle and my knee was swollen. It's not even swollen today because my whole attitude about it has changed. And in fact, I could have used that as an opportunity to be ugly, be mean, not continue with the program, go off of it, satisfy myself with comfort food or crack food. But instead...
Angel, any last words you have to say?
Find your strength zone. Include your health. Go raw and go for it.
Yeah, very good. Excellent job. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Very good.
And thanks to Arnold. I drive out here all the way. You know what I'm saying? One day, and I've been back here 3-4 times since.
Wow. Okay, very good.
Truly,
yeah.
I mean that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because that day, I got 3 or 4 things to go.